This year, for Kakuchopurei's Best Game Awards, we're going to pick 30 of the best titles. The ones that stood out to us in a year filled with already stellar gameplay experiences. This list isn't ranked in any order. It's just 30 of the best games of 2019. We took a while to decide and figure out the best of the best. We believe we made the right choice. Keep in mind, this is part 3 of our 6-part video feature. So here we go. Number 11. Devotion. As time goes by, horror games lose more and more of their appeal because of their focus on polish and survival horror action tropes. While this isn't inherently bad, it does mean that some indie titles rely on cheap scare tactics and limited scope. Our indie horror pick, Devotion, basically eschews jump scares and instead relies a lot more on atmosphere, dread, and the real-life issue in Taiwan involving religious fanatics and how they prey upon the desperate. Every step you take gets you closer to understanding the tragic and downward spiraling lives of its characters. To reveal further would do this title a disservice. If you can find any means of procuring Devotion, since it's a bit tough to get it through legal means, you'll be glad to experience one of this year's best indie horror games. Number 12. Total War: Three Kingdoms. Total War: Three Kingdoms is 2019's Grand Dynasty level strategy game, bar none. With multiple winning conditions, an epic storyline that recaps the Chinese tale of warfare and romancing, and a remarkable presentation style, developer Creative Assembly prove once again that they are the masters of their craft. Do not be discouraged if you are unaccustomed to the story of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. This title will not only show you the ropes, but will make you an avid fan of the history of China's unification after hours of dedication. This is clearly one for the history books. Number 13. Katana Zero. Katana Zero's 2D levels are tightly designed with multiple ways to slash your way through hordes of gangsters, bodyguards, and even SWAT teams. As such, you'll face many deaths replaying them to get to point B. But it's not the game's fault, it's mostly your own because you did not know when to adapt and react. While the game's story isn't anything to write home about, its tight gameplay and rock-solid controls are backed up by a phenomenal soundtrack that has an 80s synth and bass flair to it. With 11 levels filled with tricky action puzzle brain teasers, this 2D indie game is as perfectly keen as the blade wielded by its anti-hero. Number 14. Devil May Cry 5. When it comes to hyper-action, stylistic combat in video games, the Devil May Cry series started it all. One can argue it lost its way somewhere around the mid-2000s or so, but Part 5 represents a true return to style for the series after that profanity-fueled detour in 2013. Thanks to the RE engine, Devil May Cry 5 isn't just awesome in terms of its combat. The game looks fantastic and runs smoothly across all platforms. The fast-paced combat coupled with 3 distinctive playable characters with different fighting styles justifies the game's stylistic and over-the-top tone. What also makes the 5th Devil May Cry a pinnacle action game is its accessibility. It's not only inviting for newcomers, but also deep and hardcore enough to satisfy veterans. The combo system, the optional higher difficulties, and the Bloody Palace update will always give you motivation to switch things up and pursue that triple S ranking. The second bout of Capcom's redemption arc is no hyperbole. The MC is truly back. Number 15. Disco Elysium. If you're a fan of role-playing, then Disco Elysium is perfect for you. The game is heavy on text like a visual novel, but comes with difficulty checks, buffs, and other RPG elements. Whereas other titles fail in their writing, Disco Elysium sets the dance floor ablaze with its stellar narrative. Conversations and debates in the game are so well written that you'd swear you were reading a New York Times bestseller. Disco Elysium's world building is also impressive, with an entirely fictional country with its own centuries worth of rich history left for you to discover on your own. The game masterfully eases you into everything it offers, while also offering an underlying mystery to solve. Or not. It's up to you if you want to be a good cop and impress your partner, or irresponsibly drink and drug yourself to damnation while being coerced by your malevolent tie. It's not every day you come across an RPG where you spend half the time debating with yourself on whether you should submit to being a racist or a fascist. That's part 3 of our 6-part video feature. Stay tuned for part 4. In the meantime, do check out our awesome video game content and features on thekp.com. If you like this video, like and subscribe to our YouTube page and also on our Facebook page.